As we discuss this, put yourself in a scenario that you are preparing a travel post-pandemic. Post-pandemic. Let's fast forward a little bit and let's assume, of course, there's no official announcement. Let's assume that the government made an announcement that next month the tourism will reopen. So what will be your reaction? Now you're starting to get excited. Now Gerald will tell his wife, let's travel to Hong Kong. Now Justin will talk to his mom, Ma, let's go to Siargao. Diba? Now Hoverson will start to think, who will I invite and let's go to Australia? Things like those, right? Now, let's discuss for a while how your demand as travelers will change post-pandemic. Post-pandemic. For example, tell me, Hoverson, why is it important that if you would like to go to Australia, why is it important for you to check if there's enough space for patient care?
I think for me, to be sure that if I get sick while traveling, I can assure that there's a hospital that can take care of me and my family.
Or what's going on right now in terms of hospitals? Is it just safe to say that there's a nearby hospital, or is it just safe to say that there are enough hospitals there? What's going, okay?
Again, sir, please repeat the question.
Is it just enough to know that there's enough hospital in the place where you would travel?
No, I think we should the kalagayan, yung
Situation, yeah.
yes, the state of the place, if they have still a pandemic, or kung mataas pa rin yung kaso nila, like that. And I think that's
Yeah.
yes.
It's interesting to note, no? Not only in the Philippines but also in many places in the world, that the hospitals has to put a sign that there's no available beds already. They have to announce it in social media. So even though you have the best of the hospital, if they don't have enough space, enough beds, and so on and so forth, or no frontliners, then you can't really just. So it's safe to say that space for patient care is something that in the future you will have to consider. No? Now, why is it important for us travelers in the future to know that there are enough responders in the area? For example, you would like to go to Disneyland. Now, post-pandemic, you are planning a trip to Disneyland. Of course, you would like family members to enjoy. Now we know how many people are there inside Disneyland. But of course, because of our experience during the pandemic, it's quite important for us if there are enough responders in that area. Because if somebody tested positive, or if there's somebody who needs help in that area, we are secure that there are responders there. So here we will see that the local community will play an important role in our travel and in the preparation of the reopening of tourism. This one, sewing mask, face mask. Isn't it that prior to the pandemic, many industries are using face mask already? But many of us started to use this when? only during the pandemic. In fact, it's only during the pandemic that when we were educated about the various types of mask, N95, blah, 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 you know, what does it mean when we have to do double mask? So we have the medical mask and we have the other type of mask. And interestingly, communities are starting to use this as what? Alternative livelihood. You know, do when they do suing when they sue mass in their area. So these things only goes to show the demand evolution and the abundant support to the local communities. Next, emerging trends among travelers. According to this survey, 40% of US travelers are rethinking destinations, often in favor of beaches, small towns, and rural areas. So there was this survey. Before, they wanted to go to big cities, they wanted to enjoy shopping, they wanted to enjoy nightlifes, and so on and so forth. 40% they want to go to open areas, beach areas. They want to go to small towns and rural areas. Do you have any idea why do you think there was this sudden change? Why are they reconsidering, Jelly?
For my opinion, sir, I think because during the pandemic, they stay at home, with especially the travelers in the city, live in the city. So they want something like to yung stress nila.
Okay, that's one. Okay. Have any further addition there? Sir Gerald first.
Additional, sir, because they thinking the safety, for their safety. That's why they want to go to open places and rural areas, because maybe they check the effect of pandemic or the virus there is low, low impact. The pandemic is low impact there in that area. So that's why they want to go that place for their safety.
Their safety, yes. Do you have the same answer, Sir Leo?
Yes, the same answer. And also, they wanted to observe the safety protocol, the physical distancing. So in order to do that, they will choose rural areas, which is small population over there. So that's the reason why, another reason.
Take note, this is an emerging trend post-pandemic. We have to set up your tour operator business in Batangas, Sir Leo, because you have all of these beaches and other places. Imagine as early as now, 40% of US travelers, and US travelers are in the top 10 of those people visiting the Philippines. So isn't it nice that we are already as early as now studying the result of the survey, because we can at least prepare. Take note, what is our module this month? Destination management. So that we can prepare in advance. We know which destinations to market. We know if putting up a tourism business in Clark, in Pangasinan, or in Southern Luzon makes sense post-pandemic. Now there's another one. Okay, this is interesting actually, and this is economically, it will give positive economic impact to the community. Think of this. The new average length of stay for short-term accommodation is between 8.5 to 9 days. before the pandemic, the length of short stay are 3.5 to 5 days. For example, can you remember when your family, the last time that your family went abroad or your family went to travel? Usually, it's 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. They are considered short stays. And we are happy with that already. But now, according to the survey, 8.5 to 9 days. Why do you think? Why do you think that post-pandemic people will stay longer in destinations? Analyze. Why is it longer? It's okay if you will not raise your hand. I will call you anyway. So okay, so let's give it to Mr. Parr.
Maybe because they have more time to stay because of the current situation. More companies permitted them to work at home, so they can work while they stay in their in vacation.
All right, thank you. For a normal family, how many times do they travel for leisure? Isn't it for some once a year, others twice a year? Imagine no travel for 2 years. They want to make up with the lost time, right? They want to make time. And you are correct. Work are more flexible right now. You do not need to be in your office to work. You can actually work below that coconut tree with your favorite drink, in shorts, in shades, with your laptop, and so on and so forth. There's a huge potential here. You see, there's a huge potential that inbound travelers are planning their trips between 8 to 9 days. Now, there's also in the survey that in North America, leisure travelers say that they would book during COVID-19 if charges were fee-free. What does that mean? If you invite them for a free tour, they will go. Interesting, right? Interesting. So, they're also willing to take the risk just for travelers. See? So it's nice to discuss already in advance all this information, because this will help us